I am speaking with.
Jason Warner. I'm the founder of Recruiting Dash, metrics, analytics, and reporting solution for the recruiting industry.
And you have a software tool that you, I guess, sell to recruiters and to companies, correct?
That's right. So our service is a software as a service, and it bolts on to the APIs of the ATSs and provides world-class metrics, reporting, dashboards, everything you would want to measure about a recruiting function in an organization. So.
All right, so here's what I want to know. Since you're getting all these wonderful metrics, I want to know, what do you know about what makes an efficient recruiting organization, what makes an inefficient recruiting organization? What do you know?
All right, so some of the things we know about recruiting organizations is the first thing that's been kind of surprising as we've developed the product and entered the market is most recruiting organizations say they want to measure things, but they're not able to do so with their existing tools and resources available to them, and the ATSs are not proficient at reporting and metrics and measuring the things that matter. And so recruiting organizations want to measure the things that matter, but they're unable to do so with the existing technology that they have available to them. And so what they tend to do is create workarounds, usually involving Excel spreadsheets and things like that. And so yeah, so that's the problem space that we play in. So,
do you see anyone doing it correctly and becoming really efficient, and I mean, either creating an in-house tool or using some tool that is working?
Yeah, so I think some organizations get it partly right, but I haven't come across an organization that's measuring everything that they want to measure or measuring it in a really effective way. And so, my background is running recruiting operations for large, noteworthy, fast-growing companies like Starbucks and Google. And so in my career, this was always a prevalent problem that I saw in the ATS space and in the technology space, is the lack of truly effective, actionable business intelligence related to recruiting. So that's why we started the company.
So let's dig a little deeper on that. You were saying that they're measuring some things, but not all things. So tell me what they are measuring and what they should be measuring.
Sure, it's a great question. So, let me just give you one example. Is a lot of organizations measure something like time to fill, and obviously this is an unrehearsed interview, so I'm just throwing that out as an example. But so let's say that you measure time to fill, and let's say, just for sake of simplicity, it's 100 days. And so organizations can measure time to fill pretty easily, but what they can't measure is what I would refer to as the time slice data within that 100 days. And so why that's important to people is that, let's say that you have one requisition that takes 100 days to fill, and you find the finalist candidate on day 10, and it takes you 90 days to process that candidate and actually turn them into an employee. That's 100-day time to fill. Conversely, you can have a similar requisition that's open for 100 days, and let's say it takes you 90 days to find the candidate and 10 days to process and get them on board. Only measuring 100-day time to fill doesn't tell you what's going on in that recruiting supply chain, and that's why it's important to measure things like that. So that's an example of what I would refer to as an advanced metric, or an advanced way to analyze your recruiting supply chain and actually turn it into actionable intelligence. In the first example, if it took you 10 days to find the candidate, you probably have a great sourcing strategy, but your process sucks. And the second example, if it takes you 90 days to find someone, you probably have opportunities to improve your sourcing and your reach, but your process might actually be pretty good and pretty efficient and pretty lean. So that's just a off-the-cuff example of the types of things that we help organizations solve. So.